So, Thomas Tuchel looks like he's afraid of Arsenal. He has gone ahead and obviously spoken out about the draw of Bayern Munich versus Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Good morning to everyone watching in through. This is Rokani David. You can as well call me RD onto this YouTube channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Talking about subscribing to this channel, obviously you know what the mission is. It's a mission hitting 21,000 subscribers, and how are we going to achieve that? We're going to achieve it by obviously continuing to subscribe. We're left with just 41 subscribers to hit 20,100 subscribers. So guys, continue to subscribe such that we hit that magic number in a nick of time. Then we are going to talk about the game of football that's going to be played today. It's it's Newcastle versus Man City in the FA Cup quarterfinal. Pep Guardiola has gone ahead to say something about it, and Rodrigo has gone ahead and really spoken a lot about how Ange has gone ahead to turn around the season of Tottenham Hotspur. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, that is Ramadan Mubarak, and enjoy your fasting, and Allah will reward you accordingly. So let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video, and don't forget to obviously subscribe. Now let's start it off with this. Before the draw was taken, Thomas Tuchel was really very confident, and he had the following to say on which opponent he wishes for. He said, "We don't wish for anything. We are happy and proud to be in the draw. It was our aim to be in the last 8. We deserve to be in the quarterfinals. Now we need a bit of luck. Of course, there are teams that may be a little better off against than others. From now on, anything is possible. We will watch it together, but this is a press conference for Darmstadt. We will watch it with the staff at 2 p.m. We will be heading to Darmstadt. We have to deliver tomorrow in order to keep going and meet our own expectations." So that's what the manager really had to say about everything that was really going down at the side of the press conference, because everyone was like telling him, "You are gonna be playing against such and such a side. What are your thoughts about it?" And he felt like he had something different from what people really thought about, and he was like, "For us, we're okay, and we're ready to see to it that everything really goes on as to plan." And he was not really afraid, not even for a second. He was not even afraid, not even for a second. That is the man himself, Thomas Tuchel, by then, before he really got to know that they've gonna hit to be drawn against Arsenal. Now, after him being drawn against Arsenal, this is what he had to say, and we quoted it from the website of Bayern Munich. He said, We certainly have the most difficult road imaginable ahead of us. Now playing against one of the best teams in the world, all in Europe. Arsenal have been playing consistently at the top for 2 years. It's a homogeneous, dangerous team. They score a lot of goals, but he will be prepared for it. We know our qualities." That is what he said. So he has gone ahead and really hinted onto the qualities of Arsenal and to what it means to them when they're really playing a team of the caliber of Arsenal. They've come up and really done a lot as far as this side is really concerned. That is the side of Arsenal, and I think they've gone ahead to do their homework very, very, very well. So as it stands, he says Arsenal have been playing good quality football for the last 2 years. It's a fact. It's not a fiction. It's a fact. And no one really doubts that, because ever since the commencement of last season, 2022-2023, that's when we saw the real quality of football that Mikel Arteta has always wanted to play for Arsenal. And even this season, they started off while not playing very well, but then later they've gone ahead to obviously come back to the levels where they're supposed to be. They're really passing that ball very well. They are meeting lots and lots and lots of standards, and trust me, they're really doing great as a side. So That is Thomas Tuchel for you. He also hinted on them scoring very many goals this season, and it is really scary that they've gone ahead to start scoring very many goals at the start of this year. And in the calendar year of 2024, I think no team in the world has gone ahead to score more goals than Arsenal in the top 5 leagues of the world. You know, because Arsenal have so far scored 30. Let me count them very well. I don't want really to misquote or really give you false information. They scored 5 against Crystal Palace. They scored 2 against Nottingham Forest, that is 7. They scored 3 against Liverpool, that is 10. They put 6 past West Ham, those are 16. They put 5 past Burnley, you know, those are 21, right? They put 4 past the side of Newcastle, those are 25. Then they put 6 past Sheffield, those are 31. And then they went ahead to put 2 past the side of Brentford, that is in the league, and they've gone ahead to find themselves in a better position of really getting to 33 goals in 8 games played, meaning that they've been averaging 4 goals per game. That is really very scary for any team. Though in the Champions League, when they played away at FC Porto, they never scored, though they had the possession and they conceded 1. When they came to Emirates, they really scored 1 goal. But I think there is a huge difference between FC Porto and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has a star-studded side that sometimes won't really want to see themselves really run as far as FC Porto was running and pressing Arsenal all over. And they're really having stars that you know what they're going to do and what they're capable of doing on any day. You get? But for FC Porto, I think they had like 3-4 players that were known to the world, and over match, Arteta had to make a very good research about them. He couldn't really dig deep into what they are good at and what they are not good at. So for Thomas Tuchel, he's afraid, but I was going to say they'll have to find a way of obviously going past Arsenal, and it's really going to be one of the interesting fixtures played on the 9th of April after the international break. We are going to be returning into the Champions League. So Thomas Tuchel has already come out and really told his players that he's going to be leaving the side of Bayern Munich in the summer. And they're not going to sack him. He's really doing badly in the league, 10 points behind Bayer Leverkusen. You know, that means it's going to be hard for him to really win the league. And the only way to exonerate himself is by coming in through and doing the needful into this team of Bayern Munich and really reach somewhere respectful into the Champions League. Because we're going to have to see to it that at Bayern Munich, even if you play in the Champions League semi-final or final and you lose, then you are not really given any chance. You aren't given any chance. That is Bayern Munich for you. So he knows exactly what is on the cards, and people are really very optimistic about him really winning this trophy because he did it at Chelsea. He did at Chelsea. He came in through when they sacked Frank Lampard. You know, they sacked Frank Lampard around December. He came in through and he started off in December 2020, and 2021 he saw himself win the Champions League when he beat Man City in the final by 2-1, a goal that was scored by Kai Havertz with a very beautiful assist coming in through from Mason Mount. That is Thomas Tuchel for you. He's an experienced manager in this. Arteta has not gone ahead to win it anywhere, but he was really one of those at Man City when they're really doing the needful, especially during when was it? Those days when Man City couldn't even reach the semi-finals, but they used to struggle a lot as a side of Man City. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But Thomas Tuchel is really afraid of Arsenal, but he says they'll have to find a way of really going past Arsenal, and his experience cannot be ruled out, but I think Arteta is having a squad that can really cause havoc or mayhem to the side of Bayern Munich, home and away. But Thomas Tuchel really has lots of things to look at. His central defense, Upamecano was one of those players that almost costed him games away in Lazio, because he was responsible for the penalty and was sent off. Even over the weekend, I think they're playing a certain team and he got a red card. So is he going to come out and really trust Upamecano again in his central defense? Or he's going to go for Dyer and Kim Min-jae, or Kim Min-jae and Matthias de Ligt, But it looks like he loves Upamecano and he's going to be really sticking by him. And Upamecano is always mistakes. He's always having a lot of mistakes onto his hand. You remember even last season, when Bayern Munich was when they're knocking out Bayern Munich at the quarterfinals, you saw what happened. Bayern was really having a lot of control and they really showed that had intent to win the game of football. But you know what happened? Upamecano gifted twice, and when he gifted twice, Erling Haaland had to do the needful and really converted those chances. So if I'm Thomas Tuchel, I wouldn't really trust this guy around my team anywhere, but he trusts him and maybe he'll get him another goal in there for you. So after that, let's go to the game of today. The FA Cup is back. The FA Cup is back, and it's going to be played in between very many teams. Man United is playing Liverpool. That is on Sunday. Then Wolverhampton Wanderers is starting off with Coventry today. Man City will close the day as they play against Man City will open up as they play against Newcastle. Then Chelsea will play against Leicester City tomorrow, and Liverpool will be hosted by Man United tomorrow. Now, the manager of Man City, that is Pep Guardiola, has come out and really said the following about Newcastle in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. He said, we need the support we had against Man United. I don't remember support like that against United for a long time, and we need that today. So today, he has gone ahead to call upon the people responsible for really rocking the people responsible for seeing the crowd rocking at the Etihad, because he really confirms that all what they went ahead to get when they're playing against Man United, it was all about the fans coming in through and really putting in a shift by not allowing this to happen. But you know why they had to scream like that? Because this was a Manchester derby, and the fans of Man City saw it that everything was really going out of hand, and they had to obviously elevate their players. And good enough, their players responded and gave them the required win in there for you. Now, Newcastle goes into this as one of those teams that is going to hit to show us that they really have some huge intent to really win this trophy. And can they really shock Man City at home? That is the hugest question that we'll ever want to hear from the people at the side of Newcastle. They have a very good side, but Anthony Gordon, I saw him really have an injury, but I think most of the players are back apart from Joe Wellington. They're really having some huge injuries, but I think the most undoing for them was that suspension of Sandro Tonali, because Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes were the spine of the team. They had gone ahead to really have a very good combination together, and they put up a show every time they really played together. But I think they are now a little bit weak as a side, according to me. So let's go to the head-to-head and see how these teams have gone ahead to face one another in the FA Cup. We've been told by Google that This is the first FA Cup meeting between Man City and Newcastle since the 2019-2020 quarter-final, with the Citizens winning 2-0 at St James's Park. So in 2019-2020, they met and Man City went ahead to win by 2-0. So it has been years since they've not been meeting. It's now 4 years. Secondly, Newcastle have lost 15 of their last 16 away matches against Man City in all competitions, including the last 9 in a row. The exception was a 2-0 League Cup victory in October 2014. So Newcastle are really doing bad when they face Man City, and they've gone ahead to lose 15 out of the last 16 games they've gone ahead to play, and in 9 consecutive. That is really very bad. Thirdly, Man City have progressed from their last 6 FA Cup quarter-final ties since losing to Wigan in 2013 and 2014. They've won at this stage in each of the last 5 seasons and could become the first team in FA Cup history to reach the semi-finals in 6 consecutive campaigns. So Man City have been reaching the semi-finals in 5 consecutive campaigns. If they do, then they'll be really one of those that will be doing the best and will really walk down in the books of history. Then fourthly, Newcastle are looking to reach the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time since 2004-2005, going out at the stage of the championship twice since then. So they are looking to make some other history in the field. And lastly, Man City were eliminated by Newcastle from this season's League Cup, the last team to knock them out of both domestic cup competitions in the same campaign were Tottenham Hotspur in 1992 to 1993. So Man City were knocked out by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup this season, and if at all they knocked them out in the FA Cup, they would have gone ahead to do something that was done by Tottenham Hotspur in the season of 1992-1993. So we await and see how that game is going to pan out. I know most of you are really waiting for it, and I'm also here waiting for that game of football. And we are going to be coming in through with the match day live, confirmed starting 11, and about the game, and then later we'll bring you what the results were in what we call a live streamed match reaction. Last, let's talk about Rodrigo Bentancur. A man who has been out for so long and is back, and the manager is going to trust him to get him into the team of Tottenham Hotspur. He said, Ange was always very attentive during my time out, checking how I was feeling on a physical and personal level. He showed me his support, and once I was back, I could really see that the way of playing he has implemented is incredible. It's so impressive how calm he is. He's a great manager, and I'm really enjoying every day working with him. I was still on the same timetables as my teammates. I tried to stay as close as possible to follow what they were doing. Above all, because of the new manager and coaching staff. The physios here are amazing, and they look after me so well as they did after the first injury. We worked every day. I barely had a break. I tried to get back as quickly as possible every day because I knew the team had a lot of injuries already. My teammates needed me to be there and help them. I did everything I could. Fortunately, I was able to get back much earlier than expected. So, Rodrigo Bentancur has been disturbed by injuries, but thank God when he got back, the manager really trusted him and really gave him exactly what he desired, and he's into the starting 11. And that's why you see to it that he's now having very many midfielders. Yefis Besuma, Parmeta Sam, now Rodrigo Bentancur, Højbjerg is expected to leave, and James Maddison. All those are really good looking great. Richesco is another one that I've gone ahead to really remember there, and he's really doing wonders. So I think it's all about Ange Postecoglou being given his flowers by Rodrigo Bentancur on how he went ahead to obviously motivate him and really see him go through that rehabilitation period. So your thoughts onto Thomas Tuchel afraid of Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Pep Guardiola facing Newcastle? Do you think Newcastle can really knock him out? You know, surprises never cease to happen in the games of football. What do you make about it? And lastly, what are your thoughts about Rodrigo Bentancur giving his props to the manager of Tottenham Hotspur, that is Ange Postecoglou? The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak, and the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. This was the first video of the day.